Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from AnthonysCustoms, and for this review we are looking at the Figma KITAKAMI figure from the Kantai collection, which I guess has some connection between warships or sailing vessels of some sort and schoolgirls. I don't know. I didn't look it up because I'm not gonna ever. I guess it's an anime. I'm never gonna watch it. But like the figures look cool, so I have one to review here. So I'm gonna review it for you guys. I want to point this out. This is another figure, but they just have the pre-order up for the Iowa character. It's a blonde girl with a little bit more of a voluptuous body, but she's got some really cool accessories, and that one looks cool. This one's a little bit more basic, but it's still kind of a cool figure, so I guess we might as well just get it off the stand and take a closer look. This figure is particularly small. She only stands about 5¼ inches, which makes her just about 13, a little bit shy of 13.5 centimeters, so not especially big, but I imagine that's what she's supposed to be since she's a young girl. In true Figma fashion, it's an anime character, and they did a really good job with it. All of the details are nice. It looks like it came right out of an anime. I'm assuming it's an anime. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It's not a manga, or it's probably both. I don't know. It doesn't matter. We're reviewing the figure, not the show. Although I've heard the show is totally unrealistic and crazy, but fun to watch. So you might want to look it up. I don't know. I guess I'll stop rambling about this show. Although I'm guessing the show has some fan service because they put underwear on the figure, so generally speaking, if a figure has underwear and a skirt, it's usually from a show that's all fan service. But I don't know. I can't say. You guys can let me know in the comments section. Anyway, the detail work on this is good. You can see we have these really nice line details. They have the two different shades of green with the white lining, and just every little detail, though there are only a few, it's just very clean looking and generally pretty aesthetically pleasing. So I do like that. There's lots of detail throughout this relatively simple design, and it's well executed. Now before we get into the figure anymore, let's talk accessories. We have a total of 3 faces. We have the face that comes on her in the package where she's looking off to the side a little bit. We have one happy face and one kind of sly face. I guess that's what that's supposed to be. We have a bunch of different hands. We have the 2 wide open hands that come on her in the package. We have 2 fist hands, 2 gripping hands, and then a set of style pose hands that are kind of relaxed, another kind of relaxed style pose hand, and then a hand which is a gripping trigger finger hand. Lots of hands. We have interchangeable legs because the legs that come on her have all those straps and gun things on them. We have another set that do not have those straps on them. And then we have an interchangeable skirt piece which actually replaces her whole lower torso, and that one will afford some articulation. You can move the hips around a little bit more in that skirt. Then we have 2 more strap gun thingies, one that's smaller, one that's bigger, and a gripping thing. It's like a gun turret type thing that she holds. And then we have a big backpack thing that looks like part of a boat. Again, I don't know what the story is behind this, but that's what we have. And then lastly, we have our Figma display stand. So not a bad spread of accessories. I'm not going to do it on camera because you guys don't need me to teach you how to do it, but I will mention it briefly. In order to replace the skirt, you have to remove it completely. It has like a double ball or a ball hinge that comes all the way up here. That has to come out. The legs come off. Then you have to take the underwear from this piece and put it under the new skirt and then put it all back together. It's kind of a pain in the butt, but it does come with that. As far as the articulation goes, the head has a hinge in true Figma fashion. Wouldn't be anything without having a ball hinge up there. It is slightly offset, so when she looks up, it lifts the head up a little bit too high. I don't know why they do that, but they keep doing that. It's not my favorite design, but this isn't the best example of how it's bad. It's not so bad on this one. You will be able to mess around with it and get good range out of the head. It's just going to be a little bit awkward sometimes. For the hair, we have another little ball hinge, which lets it move around just fine. No problems there. No upper torso articulation because this is all kind of, it's a softer plastic, but it's all one piece, so you can't really do much there. You do have your standard ball peg that goes into the torso for the shoulder, which leads to the ball hinge, which lets the arm move around really well. It's very nice. And this is a softer plastic up here, so it won't get in the way. You can move the arms around really, really well. And you have your bicep swivel built into that. You have your single jointed elbow, which works really well. I wish more companies would get their elbows down like Figma. It's such a basic design, but really functional, so that's good. We have our ball hinge for the wrist, which gives her really nice range for the hands. Again, very good on Figma. We have a ball peg where this connects. Well, I can show you. It's not a ball peg. It's a ball hinge. I keep saying the wrong thing. So this is the same internal structure that's already on the figure, just for the other skirt. So you have a straight peg that goes into the upper torso, the ball peg where it connects into the lower part, and then you have the ball hinge, which gives you your ab crunch. So that's all underneath in here also. It just doesn't really work because this is all fairly stiff plastic, so be aware of that. Then obviously for the hips, I can show you on here because it's the same thing again, except you have the underwear on this part and not on this part. You have to swap that out like I said. You have the ball peg that goes into the lower torso. It's that upside down T. Let's see if I can show you that a little better. I think you can see that. So you have the ball peg that goes in there, and then each hip is connected to a ball peg also. So you can move around on the socket, and then that will obviously rotate around the socket also for your thigh swivel. It doesn't have the best range, to be honest, this figure, because of all of the way the skirt is and whatnot. It's just not the best range, but it's not terrible. You do get your thigh swivel at these straps also. If you want to use that, you can. All of these things are on a really functional ball peg, so that's pretty good. The knee is on a single Figma knee joint, which works nicely. Not the best range in the world, but it's definitely good enough, and it looks good, so that's nice. Then for our ankle, we have our standard Figma ankle hinge, which is the same as elbow hinges and just about everything else. Really good range, and you can give her a nice, let's see if I can do it. I guess it doesn't work that well. I thought it would. It looked like it would, but it's a little bit offset, so it doesn't work that well. I thought you'd get a really nice ankle rocker out of it, but it's just not that functional, so that's a bit of a bummer. You do get a nice toe hinge, though. It's very stiff, and it doesn't look bad, so you'll be able to use that in your posing. So ultimately, it's a fairly basic figure, just with a lot of interchangeable parts, like the legs and the skirt, and the big backpack thing, and whatever else she has, all those weird boat pieces and guns and stuff. So it's a very strange figure, but it's not bad. It's well made as far as I can tell. It's just a little bit limited when it comes to the hip area, but it's not so bad. I think you guys, if you're into this, whatever this license is, if you like it, you'll probably like the figure, so I have to say I recommend it. I can't really find too many flaws other than the limited mobility of the hips. So there you go, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure if you liked the video, you give me a thumbs up. It does help out a whole bunch. And if you haven't subscribed, you might want to do that. I have new videos up every single day, sometimes more than one, sometimes a whole bunch. Mostly just one, though. We talk about action figures, movies, TV shows, video games, all kinds of fun stuff, so make sure you come back for that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.